What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm gonna be going over how to deal with some setbacks because I'm currently facing a setback. I'm injured. I have crazy tendonitis in my ankle, and let's talk about it. When I first started getting into running and things like that, I bought these crazy super shoes, which were the Nike Alpha Flies. Instead of doing my research, I just literally typed in like best running shoe. Of course, you know, the Nike Alpha Flies are one of the first ones to come up. So I went, spent $300, got the shoes, and I absolutely loved them at first. But the problem is the carbon plated insole in the shoe caused me a lot of ankle pain and a lot of stress around my joints, which ended up leading to some severe tendonitis around my ankle, which caused me to not be able to run for almost a month on my half Ironman prep. Ever since I've had that tendonitis around my ankle, it hasn't really gone away. I have just done a good job at managing the load and keeping on top of it. So after I took about a month off, went to physio for quite a while, did a lot of stretching, bought myself Hoka Clifton 9s, a very comfy, slow paced shoe, eased back into running, basically learned how to run again. Progressed, did the half Ironman, trained for the full, stayed on top of my stretching, my routine, and we were consistent every day with the cardio. So now that it's been a month since my Ironman, I have ran only a couple times, let's say probably like 6 times. So like almost twice a week. I haven't been stretching like at all. So I think because I haven't been stretching and I'm currently bulking, trying to gain a significant more amount of size, bring the mass and strength on that was before, my body's under a significant amount of stress and it's at a heavier load than what it does and what it's used to when I was at my max aerobic capacity. And it's not responding well to that. So here's my plan and what I'm gonna do to fix that and how long I think it's gonna take me to recover and what you can do to help yourself prevent injury or recover from an injury. So it's actually really sunny outside right now and I know I'm not supposed to run, but I feel like I should because the weather is like really good right now and it's been super horrible the past couple days. But I'm gonna take you guys through my stretching routine, something that has helped me overcome the injury that I currently have right now in my ankle and why you should stretch. And this will all make sense when I show you my routine. So one thing that kind of sit with me, and I heard this quote, I don't remember where I heard it from, but it's age isn't a number, it's how flexible you are. I think that's really true to a certain extent because I'm 20 years old. But my mobility is like an elephant. My dad plays tennis and he plays tennis at a pretty high level. He's 60 and he's got more mobility than me. And he's able to like play for 4 or 5 hours and not have the same issues that I have. So I think that just goes to show that I really lack mobility and stretching. While I have the strength and the power output, I really need to focus on stretching. And even just like doing this, I feel the tightness in my hamstrings. So when I was on Ironman prep, I was consistently stretching every day and I felt the most flexible and like elasticy I've ever felt before. But because I haven't stretched in nearly a month, everything has came back. So we're basically resetting from the start. Like, I can't even touch my toes. This is as far as I go. I did do deadlifts yesterday, so my hamstrings are shot, but this is not good. So this next stretch is huge for your calves. Basically, you just get your calf, or get your ankle or whatever, put it up against the wall, kind of like on a 90-degree slope, and then tilt your body forward. So your upper body is kind of leaned over a little bit, but your foot is in front against the wall, flat like this. What that's gonna do, it's gonna stretch out this whole calf area here, and you're just gonna wanna like hold it for around 15 to 30 seconds and then switch sides. Those calf stretches are super super important. And I got to do those every day. So my plan moving forward is to do it pre-run for 1 minute aside each. So that's 2 sets. So I'm gonna do 30, 30, and 30, 30. And then before bed, same thing, 30, 30, 30, 30. And then in the morning, 30, 30, 30, 30. And then we gotta work on the hamstrings as well. So those static holds, as you saw me doing earlier while seated, are gonna be super important. Toe touches are gonna be super important as well to rehab my ankle, get more flexible in the leg area. And then butterfly stretch is gonna be huge as well to open up the hips. And I think we're gonna do a little bit of like yoga and stuff. But right now, before the run, the last thing I wanna do is overstretch my muscles and hold them in a static position for too long, because I am stretching it. So that was super quick. The calf stretch was pretty quick as well. We're just gonna like do a super easy dynamic warm up. So leg swings, a little bit of can openers, open up the hips, and just kind of get the blood flowing. We'll lace up, go for a run, and hopefully we're pain free. But man, my back is so shot from those deadlifts. Well, it is what it is. I'm bulking right now, so I plan on hitting some crazy PRs before I hop and prep for something else. And I'm basically 200 pounds right now. My goal is to get up to 210, get that bench up. We hit 315 last winter. I'm hoping for maybe like a 335 this winter. Deadlift, we'll see how that goes. It's always a hit or miss. Squat, hopefully 495 or upwards of the mid to high 400s. And yeah, 500 plus pound deadlift for sure is gonna be in the books. My previous PR on all lifts is 315 bench, 500 pound deadlift, and a 425 squat. So we're gonna see if we can increase those numbers marginally and maintain size while maintaining our aerobic base that we built as well. But before I do any of that, I gotta do my stretching and take care of my injuries. So let's go get ready for the run. One thing to note as well is that you gotta get yourself some easy shoes. Like these are Hoka Clifton 9s. They're super cushiony, super soft. I have the Nike Alpha Flies, and then I also have the New Balance Super Comp trainers. Really good shoes. Alpha Flies obviously are the most powerful ones that I own. Then it goes to the New Balances, and then these Hokas right here. But for recovery runs, injury prevention, and just making the run easier on your joints and ankles, you want to get yourself something soft like this. So I've been using the Clifton 9s, and they have been wonders for me. So I'm hoping that with the routine that we did and then these soft shoes, I'm able to have a somewhat decent 5K today, but we'll see how that goes. My ankle is in so much pain right now. So we hit like 3K, like a 540 per kilometer pace, which I do 5Ks at like 5 minutes per kilometer. And like my heart rate is super low, but I'm just in a lot of pain from the lack of stretching, lack of mobility, and just strictly bodybuilding. So we're definitely injured in some sort of way, but I'm just gonna walk it out a little bit and then continue the rest of the 5K, hopefully with a little less pain since we're more warmed up now. All right, so 5K done, and as you can probably tell from like the videos that I took, it was rough, like really gnarly. Yeah, I'm smiling right now because it's just funny how I ended up in this position. I know exactly why, and it's just because I didn't manage risk before I went and decided to bulk and up my strength and stuff, which I'm gonna get into in a second. But yeah, like it's pretty gnarly. We're basically back to square one. So I guess this is road to relearning how to run. It's not gonna take me that long, but my Achilles is so shot, my calves are insanely tight. And this is all because I decided to go in a bulk, not stretch, and not run. So after the Ironman, ate as much as I could in a clean way, of course, was in a calorie surplus. We now weigh 200 pounds. We started benching heavy. We reintroduced squatting again, and we have been deadlifting heavy, but we have done minimal amount of stretching or mobility control. And the lack of aerobic training on top of all that has just caused a complete mess in my total endurance. And that's because I didn't do anything to maintain or anything to allow the body to be more elastic. If anything, I just tensed up my body and completely reset what I had built up. Now, it's not gonna take me long to get back to where I was before. I think it'll take me 2 to 4 weeks at minimum, which is nothing. But we got some work to do. We're back to the basics again, back on, letting the body adapt, back on stretching, and just, making sure that we're staying hybrid, we're staying in shape. Now I do have plans to, increase my strength, bulk up, gain back that mass that I had before, but at the same time, I also have plans to do more endurance events in 2025. And last thing I want to do is set myself up for failure. So even though we're in like a different phase of training, it's important for me to maintain this aerobic base as well as maintain like good cardiovascular endurance. And run all year round at least. Not just run because I'm in preparation for an event, but run because it's good for you, and run because we're training the heart. But yeah, I haven't ate all morning. I've been fasted. I had my coffee, had my vitamins. We got a bench session today. We're gonna see how heavy we can go on a flat bench. All right, so first meal of the day going down, we have 5 whole eggs, 2 slices of toast, and then half a pound of beef, mixing with 1 slice of cheese that was melted in the microwave. This is basically just like one big concoction of protein, carbs, and fat all in one. Super good source. I was eating this, this was like my typical breakfast on my bulk last year. So like when I was working as an electrician, I would wake up 4 a.m. before work. To try and hit 210 pounds, I would wake up, have half a pound of beef for breakfast with 6 eggs, and then I would down that with 1 protein shake. And my gut was destroyed, but I was like 210, 220 at peak bulk, and we were huge. So we're trying to get back there. Not as big, because I was holding on to a lot of fluff, definitely more fat than muscle, but we're definitely trying to get some size back on our frame. So yeah, we're going back to the basics, back to the roots, just as we're going back to the basics with running. So I'm hungry. I'm gonna put this camera down and destroy this meal. Some pre-workout going down. Of course, some Thabbage from Raw Nutrition. 2 scoops, gonna give me like 300 mils of caffeine, alpha GPCs in there, glycerol. So we're gonna get a super good pump and go hit the gym. It's been like an hour past my run and I feel pretty good, so might not be the most optimal for strength. I should honestly be training more later in the afternoon, but it kind of messes with my sleep, so it is what it is. But we're gonna go for some heavy top sets and then just see what happens.
Let's go. Up. Right.
Okay, so that was basically like my whole training day, and I wanted to show you guys that not everything is placed in a perfect setting. So what you see on Instagram is not real. Instagram is a highlight reel platform where people show their best moments or certain periods of time. Something that most people don't see is like the whole journey, process, and struggle. Injuries are really common, and oftentimes people don't even talk about them just to kind of keep their presence online the same. But I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Not everything is sunshines and roses. I wish it was, but the reality is it's extremely hard to focus on 2 tiers at once. So right now, my biggest goal moving forward is to put size back on my frame and go for some new PR numbers. if I wanted to increase my endurance and do that at the same time, one of the two is gonna suffer. You can't excel tremendously in both at a rapid pace just because your body's not able to recover enough. I love running, I love endurance training, I love weightlifting, but at the point where I'm at, I kind of have to pick and choose which one I want to pursue more. I'm more so new to the idea of endurance training as I am to the idea of weightlifting. I've been weightlifting for 6 years, and I've gone through 3 bulks, 3 growth phases, 3 cuts, and I had main gain for 3 years prior to that. And I saw the most amount of growth on my frame when all I was doing was eat, sleep, and lift. So those 3 things repeatedly was when I saw the most amount of growth, strength, and optimism within the gym. However, I wasn't satisfied with how I felt outside of the gym, which is why I started endurance training about a year ago. I quite enjoy endurance training and I'm going to continue to do so. But at this exact stage, I want to focus on hitting some new PRs and putting mass back on my frame, going through a bulking phase, cutting down, and then transitioning back into the endurance stuff more towards the spring and summertime. That's not saying I'm not going to be running. I'm going to be consistently running. My goal this off season is to run 5K 5 times per week to total 25 kilometers of mileage a week. However, in order for me to sustain that and build up to that, I need to get myself healthy and recovered. And right after the Ironman, I did not stretch, did not do any prioritizing when it came to recovery. I just kind of chilled, ate some food, went straight into the gym and started going for PRs. That's the last thing that you want to do, and I did that because I got lazy, right? I thought I could recover, and on prep, I was stretching like crazy and really making sure I was dialed in. That's how I was able to do it injury-free. What most people say on the internet is not true. You see guys with massive physiques hitting crazy numbers, but they're running sub 3-hour marathons. Those guys, 99.9% of them, have most likely been bodybuilding for 6+ years or longer, and have then transitioned into the endurance stuff. You cannot build a sustainable and significant amount of muscle mass while having endurance goals. You can build muscle and have endurance goals, but to optimize endurance or to optimize muscle growth, you have to pick and choose which one you want to prioritize. You can't progress equally in both. Otherwise, you're just going to move at a very, very, very slow rate. So you kind of have to choose which one you want to optimize for. Endurance training is not good for muscle growth, and muscle growth is optimized through rest and vigorous training within the gym. Okay, that is how you build muscle, plain and simple. You don't see Mr. Olympia or professional IFBB pro bodybuilders running consistently every single day. And the truth is, it's not optimal for muscle growth. However, you can actually build muscle while staying lean and incorporating endurance training, because you can increase your caloric intake, allowing for a higher protein, higher fat, and higher carb intake if managed endurance correctly. So what I mean by that is, if you're not excessively doing endurance training, if you're not running 100-kilometer weeks or trying to marathon consistently or doing half marathons, you can 100% excel with muscle growth while increasing your endurance. But at that point, you're going to be prioritizing your muscle growth and doing these shorter runs to just help increase your endurance. If it was the other way around and you primarily cared about getting faster, longer runs, better sessions with endurance, then when it comes to the gym side of things, you're not going to see that rapid progress as if you would if you primarily went on a bulk, ate good food, focused on squat, bench, deadlift, really focused on hypertrophy, and then the endurance came second. And that's just the truth of it. You can't be great at everything. You kind of have to pick your poison. And for me and myself, a lot of people ask, how did you build this physique? How did you get this physique? All this stuff. Truth is, guys, I've been lifting for 6 years, and it's come to a point now where I've just wanted to switch things up, but prioritize the gym out of all things. So when I did this Ironman, I did it because I wanted to challenge. I wanted to work towards something new. I am in no means a professional. I am an amateur athlete who just likes to push himself and challenge himself and do these events because I get fulfillment and joy out of it. So moving into the future, right now my goal is to build size, build strength, build mass, while also trying to maintain as much endurance as possible. By doing so with eating more foods, lowering my mileage per week, but still doing a sufficient amount, and progressively overloading in the gym with squat, bench, and deadlift. So that's basically how I'm going to do that and how I'm going to be moving forward. With that being said, I really need to prioritize my stretching. I need to prioritize my rest, my recovery, make sure everything is optimized and fueled accordingly, making sure I have enough nutrition and carbs in my system between runs and lifts. And I think I'm gonna be able to hit my goals for sure. Now that's just me personally. If you're a beginner and you're just getting started in the gym, you're just getting started with fitness and lifestyle, I 100% recommend you do both, because you're gonna build a strong heart, you wanna be healthy over time, and you wanna work on your cardiovascular endurance. Just mindlessly lifting weights is not gonna get you the healthy heart or quote unquote healthy ideological that people put in their head. What lifting weights is gonna do is just help you build an aesthetic physique that'll translate to some movements outside the gym. But if you can't use your body, all those muscles are basically useless. You know, I know some guys out there who can deadlift like 675, but they can't even run a mile without getting out of breath. What do you think is healthier? You know, I'll let you decide. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to overall health and fitness, bodybuilding isn't healthy, extreme endurance training isn't healthy, but having a balance between the two of them is the best way to go, which is why I like to train hybrid. But right now my current goal stands, and that's to build more muscle, build more strength. Moving into 2025, I might be doing a marathon in May. So that's why I'm going to be trying to maintain my endurance, and then we might be looking at some more extreme events towards the end of the year. But first things first, I need to recover, get out of my injury state, and really optimize and push for a strong movement forward while trying to build as much strength as possible. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I hope you guys got some insightful tips on that. If you want to be coached by me or you like my training methods, I go more into detail with everything in the link below. I have my email list, as well as a hybrid training program and a 70.3 plan that you can find on my website. Online coaching link is going to be in the description as well. So if you're looking to get coached by me, I offer one-on-one coaching. It's a very high premium service. I hop in a call. It's very simple. We get to understand your goals, how you want to build your physique, where you want to take your endurance to the next level, and we'll kind of optimize that together as a coach to athlete standpoint. And that's what I'm here for. If you guys want the best merch in the game, Rise is dropping a new belt. It should be out by the time this video goes out. You can use code Jordan in the description. I only use Rise gear for all my runs and training. They are the best in my personal opinion. All my supplements are through Raw Endurance and Revive. So my health supplements, greens is Revive. Endurance supplements comes from Raw Nutrition. If you guys want to get yourself some carbohydrate powder, protein powder, pre-workout, you can use my code in the description. But that's basically going to wrap up today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.